Good evening, everyone. Hope everyone's doing well tonight. Come on in, come on in. Let's get some free training on tonight. Let's get it going. This is the third one that I've done, and I'm going to keep on doing these every single week for you guys, providing massive amounts of value, more value than hopefully you're getting anyplace else. I'm going to keep on doing this and answering all your questions, not leaving anything out. So any questions you have, any help that you need, I am here for you, and let's get it going. Tonight, I asked a poll in my Facebook group, Wholesaling Houses with Nick Estes, what you guys kind of want to learn about. And it seemed like you guys want to go over some rebuttals, some objections, rebuttals, how to find cash buyers, pulling lists, all that kind of stuff. So I figured that's what we go over this evening, since you guys were interested in that. Anything else that you have questions for me, anything you want to learn about, anything you're not quite getting, you just need a little bit more help on to maybe scale your business or do your first deal or whatever it may be, make sure you're putting it in here. Put some comments in here. Let's interact. Let's have a good time. If you want to jump on live here with me, I'm happy to do that with you. So make sure you do that. I'm available to you guys. So if you guys want to have a one-on-one conversation, we can jump into this live and we can do anything you want. So I can help you however you feel you need help with the greatest. So if you can hear me, put some comments in here, and let's get this going. All right. First thing, let's talk about. Okay, we got a question here. So I got my first house under contract. My first house under contract, ARV is 68. The house needs to be totally redone. What should I relist it for? Oh boy, I need a lot more information than that. If you have the house under contract, if you're not worried about sharing it, then put the address in, come on live here with me, and I will tell you exactly what I think you can sell it for. So share the address if you want, and come on in. Come on, we'll hop on a chat together, and I can tell you exactly what we need, what I think you can sell it for. But I need more information than that. That's definitely not enough information to come up with what you can list it for. All right, yeah, Arena, thanks for coming in. Thanks for coming in on YouTube. All right, so first thing I want to talk about, if you guys haven't signed up already, if you are interested, make sure you do check out estesdata.com. Let me show you here. What that looks like. So this is Estes Data right here, where you can sign up. You can get all of everything you need, pull all your lists, access to the best cash buyers, MLS access to comp houses, everything you need to kind of run your business virtually or in your market, you can do on this site. This is PropStream, but this is my version, and I give you guys a discount on that when you sign up with me. So any questions you have about this, let me know, but definitely check this out, estesdata.com. It will help you out a lot. I stand behind it, and it's all that I use in my business. So, but this webinar, this free training is not about selling stuff, but I do want to offer this if you guys are interested. Okay. Let's go to a couple more questions here. See what we got. Who pays the closing costs when you have a house? Let's go this. Who pays the closing costs when you have a house under contract? And do you add the closing costs to the price on the buyer? No. So it doesn't matter. It does not matter where your end buyer is going to pay for the closing costs. Okay. So it doesn't really matter. So say you get a house under contract for $100,000. Okay. And then you put it out on the market. You do your research, and by how I show you, and you determine that the house is probably, you can get 110 for it, right? If you find a buyer at 110, you make $10,000. You don't have to pay any closing costs. You don't have to pay any fees. You don't have to do anything if you're using an assignment of a contract. Your end buyer pays all the closing costs, okay? And you really don't have to figure that in. It's going to be minimal to them, maybe $1,000 or two, depending on the size of the house. But you don't have to figure that into what they're buying it for. The way that I show you is by looking at the data to see what cash buyers are buying houses for in your area, okay? And you already know that they're paying all those closing costs and all those fees and everything when they're buying houses anyways. So it doesn't really matter. You don't have to pay for any of that, okay? Your end buyer does, but you don't have to figure it in. Good place to pull leads. Right here, man. This is where I get all my leads from, right here, estesdata.com. This is PropStream. And I can go into this other than PropStream. Dale, ListSource. If you don't want to use PropStream, you can use ListSource. That would be my second best option. ListSource is another great source of data. But just keep in mind, it's going to cost you more money, okay? It's going to cost you about around, I think it's around 12, 13 cents per record. So if you want to download, say, 10,000 records, it's probably going to cost you $1,200, $1,300 to do that. But it is a great source for data, okay? So that would be my second best option for people if you don't want to go PropStream for some reason, okay? All right. What type of deals are selling now? Any deal. I mean, I could sell anything right now if it's priced right. I don't care what it is. What's going on in the world right now, the COVID, does not affect anything. Any type of deal it sells, right? Obviously, vacant houses are easier to sell than occupied houses, but that's the way it's going to be now, and it's the way it was 6 months ago, and it's going to be in six months in the future. It doesn't really matter. But if you price a house right, I don't care what anything is going on in the world, it's going to sell very, very quickly. Okay. I sell all my houses within days, if not the first day, if not minutes, because I know how to price them correctly. Okay. So it does not matter. I mean, if you price what you're doing is you're giving your buyer, you're making them money. You're selling a deal to them, and you're simply handing them over money. So it's not hard to sell a deal to someone that they can make money on. But if you try to sell a deal too high, and it doesn't make sense for them, you're probably never going to sell it. So you have to know how to price your deal. But any deal sells at the right price. I don't care what it is. There's always a price for every deal. Okay. Let's see what's here. Does the end buyer researches clearance on the title or USSD wholesalers? I'm kind of lost on that question. I'm not really sure what that means, unfortunately. Sandy, if you want to re-elaborate on what you mean there. Something about the title, I think what you're saying. But when you get a house under contract, you're going to open up title with your title company. But your end buyer is the one who pays them their fee. But I'm not sure what you mean there. What do you say to someone asks how you got their phone number during a cold call? Super simple, right? I mean, when you guys are cold calling or when you're doing everything, there are no secret like scripts or anything like that. Like, keep it like super, super simple. Like, I keep everything in my business super simple and super easy because, that's what works. And you have to relate to people. If you go on this big tangent of how you got their number, it's going to seem fake. Just let them know. I got your number from public records, and that was 2020. I mean, there's not much that's a secret, right? I mean, they're gonna be like, yeah, I understand, right? People understand that. They get that. I just got it from online public records. That's all you got to say. Short to sweet, and go right back to the question. So, yeah, I just got it from online public records. So, were you interested in getting an offer on your house? right? Go right back into the script. As soon as you say anything with an objection, you go into rebuttal. As soon as you say the rebuttal, you got to go right back into the script, because if you pause, if you pause, you simply, they're going to come up with another objection. So you have to follow up every single rebuttal back into the script and go for the close again. Or if you just don't say anything, then they're going to have another question for you. So go right back into it. Okay, hopefully that makes sense. So yeah, I just got it from online public records. So were you interested in getting an offer? Right back. Okay, quick question. I'm not an expert on contracts. So on the PNS contract that you link download through week 3, is there a part where it says legal description? So okay, so this is one of the people that are in my course. So legal description would be like the map and lot number, and you can usually get this right off of the county website, or you can usually get it right in prop under the what is this section in prop street? Anyways, you can get it right in the county database. Just look up the property of the assessor's website, and it'll give you the map and lot. But it's not critical. If you don't have it, your title company can fill that in for you. Okay, that's not super pressing. Some contracts have it, some don't. The one that I provided is a little bit more thorough. But if you don't have it, it's just one more way to reference the property, other than the address, right? Just a legal description instead of the address. Where do I ask questions? Okay, so questions, all you gotta do is just type it in, and I click on it, and I make it appear. So just like that. Do I search for the county records to make sure the title is clear? Sorry, no, you don't need to. The title company is gonna make sure that you have a clear title after you get the house under contract. Okay. You don't need to do that ahead of time. You're just be wasting your time and wasting your money. I mean, your full-time job should just be out there getting deals. You know, there will be a few that may fall apart because, you know, things like that, but it's a numbers game. So don't try researching every single deal. Let someone else handle that. Let the title company handle that. Just get your deals and let them find out if there is anything wrong. If there is something wrong, you know, you might be able to work through it. Okay. Okay. All right, we got a big question here. But every day is pushing me off a bit and claiming she's getting more and more business in her place. I don't want to burn myself by overcoming the pressure. She seems a bit surprised by all the interest and obviously wants to get as much as possible for the house. She said, "Roll, what should I do?" Well, if she's getting a lot of calls and she's getting bids on the property, why is she pushing you off? Is she interested in selling? Is she not interested in selling? You got to ask those questions. You know, in this game, and when you're talking to sellers, your whole objection when you're calling people is to just ask endless amount of questions and get to know them, get to know their situation, what they're going through, how they're feeling, what their future plans are, right? If you sell this house, where are you going to go? Where are you going to move? What's your budget? What kind of house you're going to buy, right? What are you going to do with the money? How can I help you the greatest, right? Ask questions, and find out from this lady, you know, what does she want to do? You know, it seems like you don't really know if she wants to sell, or she just seems kind of overburdened by all the interest. Ask her how you can help her the greatest. Maybe that's a question no one's asking. Maybe people are just throwing out offers. Maybe money is not one of the most important things to her. Maybe she wants to get a lot of money, but maybe time's important to her. Maybe she needs a time to move into another house. You know, maybe it's something else. So maybe you can help her greater than just throwing out an offer. So get to know her a little bit, find out if she is interested in selling, and find out how you can help her the greatest, right? We're in this business to solve issues, to solve problems. And the more problems you can solve and come up with a solution for people, the more money you're going to make. So I would suggest call her back. Don't be annoying about it, but find out how you can help. Find out what her needs are, and let her know that you're there. You're a good source, and you're reliable, and you're ethical, and you stand behind your word, and you want to help her out the best that you can. All right. If you say something like that, she will probably open up, and you could have a meaningful conversation, and maybe get the deal. Right. You truly have to be wanting to help people. Right. Very simple. If you truly want to help people, people recognize that, and you're going to get deals. But just follow through on what you say. Right. Where do you find probate leads? There's a bunch of different places to find probate leads. Foreclosuresdaily.com actually sells foreclosure and probate leads. So I would check those out. You could also get probate leads right at your county courthouse, right? That's one easy way to get them. I mean, it's not easy. I mean, it's actually a pain in the ass to actually go down and figure out how to do it and pull them manually from your county courthouse. But it is all public record, and that's one way you can do it if you want, or you can use a service like Foreclosures Daily to buy them if you want. If a seller is in a different state and the son is a negotiator, do I need to have the contract notarized or just have the seller sign? No, it doesn't matter. You just have to have whoever's on the deed sign the contract. So if it's the mother, the father, or the couple, or whoever it is, it doesn't matter who's negotiating. It's whoever the owners have to sign the contract. As long as they agree to the price, obviously, that whoever's negotiating on their behalf, it doesn't matter. Just make sure the owner signs it. That's all. And if they're out of state, they're not local, send like a DocuSign, electronic signature, or right signature by email, and they can simply sign it that way. Every single one of my contracts is done that way. We send a simple email, boom, they sign electronically by typing their name, we get it back, we're off and running. That's all you need. What type of motivated seller is best to look for right now? Yeah, once again, there is no secret list, guys. There is no secret list. I like vacant houses right now. Vacant houses are always good, but in these times, people are going to be starting to hurt for money, and a vacant house is just sitting there. They're paying taxes on it. No income is coming in, so they're more apt to let that type of house go at a discounted price because it's just sitting there, rotting into the ground. They have to do maintenance on it, they have to pay taxes on it, all that kind of stuff. So those are always good. But, you can get deals anywhere. I don't care what you're pulling for deals. I mean, we pull high equity deals. We pull absentee. I pull in divorce. I'm pulling bankruptcy. I'm pulling foreclosures, probates. I mean, I'm pulling tax lien. I'm pulling everything, right? The more people you talk to, the more chances you have of getting a deal. But if you're going to pull one list, pre-foreclosures are always good. I mean, no matter what, pre-foreclosure are always one of the best lists because those people have to sell the house. Most of them don't have an option, right? They're not going to be able to get caught back up on their payments. So they almost have to sell their house. So those are probably always my two best recommended lists, no matter the time. They're always going to have the most motivation, vacant pre-foreclosures, in my opinion. But I get most of my deals through just like high equity absentee lists for the simple reason there's so many more of those houses and there's so many more people I can talk to, right? In a given month, there may be only, 50 pre-foreclosures, but, there might be 10 or 20 or 30 or 100,000 absentee houses, right? So I can obviously get a lot more deals by talking to 50,000 people opposed to 50, right? It's a numbers game. Even though the motivation might be higher in those 50, I'm still overall going to get more deals by talking to more and more people. Okay, so always keep that in mind. The buyer wants to use a different title company to close the deal. How's that work? Tell them no. I mean, that's what I say. I mean, listen, you've already opened up title with these people, right? Let them know that, because you're already going to have title open. You've already been paying them. They're already going to be starting on the title work, right? And they have your deposit. So just let them know. This is the type of company that I use. You'll never have any issues. Call them up. Make sure that they meet what you're looking for. If you need to, you can have your title company just look over the docs to make sure everything is done the way that you want before you close. But I've already opened up title with my company, so it doesn't make sense to change that. And blah blah blah. So that's how I work it. You can always have their company just look over the documents to make sure it's done how they want. But I always like to use my company, unless their company that they're using is also vetted by me, and I know that they're going to handle the transaction accordingly, and they work with investors and wholesalers, right? The biggest thing is you need to make sure that title company does shit the way that you want it done. Meaning what? They know how to work with investors. They're going to do split HUDs, right? They're not going to make sure my seller sees my assignment. They're going to make sure my buyer and seller go in at different times so they don't meet each other, right? So I have to vet this company to make sure they're going to do what I want them to do. In that case, then fine, whatever. As long as they do what I want them to do, then we can use your company. Otherwise, we're using mine, or I'm going to find another buyer. Right? Remember, we're pricing these deals to sell. If you don't want to buy it, I got another one, someone else lined right up behind you. Okay. Do you do training for pre-foreclosures? I cold call but didn't have much success. Yeah, the script is exactly the same, guys. My script for cold calling is the same exact for any list. I don't care if I'm calling a pre-foreclosure, a probate, a tax lien, a vacant house, an absentee, anything. The script stays the same. Now, if you didn't have much luck, most likely you just didn't build much rapport on the opening, or you just haven't called enough people, right? I mean, you can't expect to call 5 pre-foreclosures and get a deal. It's a numbers game, right? You got to talk to a lot of people. You're going to hear a lot of no's. Unfortunately, that's the nature of the business. It's a simple concept, but the business takes work. So I'd have to hear more about what your script looked like, but really you're just opening up the conversation, guys. When you're doing, go back. I think it was one of the first free trainings I did. I went through cold calling. I brought some people in and we did some role playing on cold calling. So check that out. And if you want to come in here and do some role playing with me on this live, I'm happy to do that with you too. But simply all you're doing when you're calling anybody is just opening up the conversation, real simple. Like I said, keep everything simple, guys. Super, super simple. Call someone up. Hey, just calling about your property. Hey, whatever the person's name is. Don't, first of all, never ask for the person. They know it's a cold call right out of the gate. You're probably going to get hung up on. If I'm calling John, I'm not going, hey, is this John? They're like, oh shit, who's this? You say, hey, John, what's going on? My name is Nick. I'm just calling because I was interested in your house on 123 Main Street. Would you consider getting an offer on that property? Right? I'm just calling this person like I know them, and I'm just opening up a nice warm introduction, like I'm a guy next door. Hey, just interested to see if you're interested in possibly getting an offer on that property. I'm looking for another house in the area. I just bought one not too far away. Would you consider getting an offer on that? Let them respond. If they say yes, okay, perfect. Well, I'll tell you what, can I just ask you a couple basic questions about your property? That way I can see if it's a good fit for me. Ask them 4 or 5 qualifying questions to gauge their motivation, right? Condition, if it's a vacant, if they're living there, how much they owe on it, a ballpark of what they want. By those questions, you can gauge whether there's motivation or not. Now, if they have motivation, then there's a good likelihood that you can maybe make a deal out of that, right? We have to work with people who are motivated. If someone's not motivated and they want retail price, the chances of us getting wholesale is slim to none, right? It's just not going to work. You got to, follow up with them in a month and go to your next call, right? So nice, warm introduction. Assume you know the person. Act like the guy next door. Don't come out acting like a big company and this is my business name and this is my references and I'm going to buy your house for cash and you don't have to pay any fees or don't have to do anything. You say all that crap, people know that it's a sales call. Act like the guy next door, his neighbor. Hey, buddy, I'm just I'm looking for a house in the neighborhood. Would you consider selling yours? You're gonna have a lot more luck. Okay. Act natural, guys. Act natural. Be simple. Act like yourself. Be the guy next door. Be friendly. Right. Keep it casual. Keep it casual. How much deposit do you take from the buyer? Depends on the size of the deal. If it's a real, inexpensive house, usually no less than $2,000. But my standard is $5,000, and that's a $5,000 non-refundable deposit. Okay, so it's non-refundable. They have no way of backing out. They have to do any inspections ahead of time. And if for any reason they don't buy the property, they don't fulfill their side of the contract, I get to keep the $5,000, and I get to sell the property to another buyer. Okay, and if it's an expensive property, like I would say maybe 300,000 or up, I'll get 10,000. 10,000 not refundable. Okay, and you have to make this large, guys, because you don't want your buyers backing out. You got to lock them in. You got to lock them in, right? And if someone's buying something for $300,000 cash, $10,000 is not a big deal to them, right? That's nothing, right? So don't get intimidated by those numbers. Okay, good. We're busting out some questions here. Hopefully you guys are finding some value in this. Like I said, I want to keep on doing this for you guys, and I want to keep on providing, value that you guys are not getting anyplace else. I'm going to be real with you. I'm a straight shooter, as you guys know. If you guys have seen my videos, if you're in my group, I'll tell you exactly how it is. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. And I'm a guy that's like straight to it, right? I'm not going to beat around the bush and give you a long ass spiel. I'm going to just tell you how it is. And hopefully you guys respect that. And help me grow this group. Let's get some badass people in here. Let's help each other. So if you guys could share these live trainings that I'm doing, I would really, really appreciate it. I'm trying to help you out, help me out. And let's keep this going. All right. All right. When do you bring up a deposit funds from a buyer? It's right on my assignment contract. They know. I mean, I usually tell them before I send it over. Just so you know, we come to an agreement on price. Okay, perfect. I'm going to send it over. If they ask how much it is, I tell them. If not, I just put right on the assignment, $5,000. If they don't sign it, then I sell it to somebody else. Once again, I put urgency on these things too, man. On my assignment contracts, my guys got I think it says at the bottom a couple hours. They get like 2 hours as soon as I send it over to sign that. And if they don't sign it within 2 hours, I'm selling to somebody else. And they have 24 hours to get me the deposit money. That's it. 24 hours. If I don't have the deposit, the contract's void and void. Same thing. Somebody else. Right? You got to be strong, guys. You got to be strong with your buyers. Right? You got to be confident what you're saying. You got to come across as a businessman or a businesswoman, and let them know. I mean, you're in this to make money as well. Obviously, they're buying the house from you at a good price because they're in it to make money. This is a business transaction, and you got to follow the rules. My rules are this. If you want to work with me, these are my rules. Okay? Go talk. Love it. All right. What's the best way to pull probate lists? All right. Keep on getting this question. Your county courthouse, or if you want to, that's a freeway, but it's going to take a lot of work. Or Foreclosure Daily has probate lists that are pretty good. Okay. Okay, what's the best time during the day to cold call? How late is too late? Call on weekends or no? All right. Uh, Anytime, guys, anytime. Don't overthink it. I call 8 a.m. to 8, 9 p.m. I mean, I push the limit. Push the limit, guys. I mean, you want to do business or not? All right. What's the worst someone can say? Don't call me this late. All right, no problem. I'll call you tomorrow morning. I mean, if someone doesn't want to answer, they won't answer. If they do answer and they get mad, then hang up and call them back the next day during the day, right? But obviously, evenings I found are best. Common sense, people are home at night. Obviously, right now it probably doesn't matter because a lot of people aren't working; they're working from home. But normal circumstances, after 5 to 8, I think is best. Weekends, yes, weekends are great. Some of the best days because once again, people are home. We cold call. Right now, we're cold calling like 6 days a week, but 7 days a week is fine. 7 days a week's fine. The more the better, guys. The more the better. You got to have you guys got to get a big mindset, right? You guys want you to start thinking bigger. Don't limit yourself to cold calling 2 hours a day because you think that might be the best time. Let's think big. Let's all work big together to do big things. If someone gets upset because calling too late, fuck it. Call them next day. I'm not saying don't be rude, okay, guys? Don't be rude about it, but I'm just saying it's business. If you have a big list you want to get through and you got goals to hit, push it up 8, 9 o'clock. I mean, obviously, I wouldn't call someone at midnight. Common sense, right? But I think 8 is fine, and we don't get too much pushback on that. All right. How does it work when a buyer wants to come check out the property you have under contract? Okay. Okay, so let's look at this. So how does it work when the buyer wants to come check out the property you have under contract? Are you able to visit the property once you see the contract? No. So obviously, my buyers always go look at the property before they sign a contract, okay? Most of the properties we get are vacant. They're not always vacant, but I would say maybe 70% of the time the properties are vacant. So we just give them the lockbox code. Here's a lockbox. Go check out the property. If you like it, send me an offer. And usually if you price it right, you're going to have multiple people looking at the property, right? So they're going to be crossing paths. They're going to know that there's competition. So go look at the property, and then they're going to call me up. They're going to tell me what they want to bid or how much they can offer. And keep in mind, guys, the price they give you is never their highest price either. Just like when you're buying properties, the price that a seller gives you they want for their property, you can probably get them down, right? Obviously. Same with a buyer. You want to be working both sides, guys. You want to be working both sides. Your buyers can always go up. Always go up. They're not going to tell you the highest price. I work both sides as hard as I can to get that spread as large as possible, right? So you want to be hammering on your buyers. Let them know, yeah, I priced this house to sell. I got a lot of people interested. I'm taking the highest and best offer I get by this evening. So and when they give you some pricing, let them know. I might be able to do that. I got to talk to my partner. Can you do, 5,000 more than what they said, or 10,000 more, or whatever, depending on the size of the property. And usually you can get them up. I mean, you can always get them up some, at least a couple of grand. But just think about that. Even if you can get your sellers up $2,000, right, and you're doing, one house a month, that's an extra $24,000 a year just by getting each buyer up a couple $1,000s. Now, if you're doing 50 houses a year, that's an extra 100,000, right? Just by that one little thing, getting each buyer up by a couple grand, right? So think about that. Think about how important that is, okay? But yes, they see the property first. They do their inspections or whatever they want. It's usually not a formal inspection. I mean, I've never really had a buyer bring an actual inspector out. I don't think ever. They just go out, they look at it. Okay, great. We'll sign a contract. Once they sign it, they can't back out. That's it, done. Okay. All right, the property is not vacant and you want your buyer to look at it. Okay, good question. So it all depends on the situation. Now, this also depends if this is in your local market and you can be there to kind of play interference, or if this is a virtual deal. Now, this usually comes down to your buyers. Okay, you got to make sure that you vet your buyers ahead of time. Now, let's just say there's tenants in there. You just let your buyers know. Like, listen, obviously you don't want like a ton of traffic going in and out when you have someone occupying the property, especially right now. So what I like to do is just kind of vet the buyers a little bit, because I'm going to be showing them all the pictures of the property, obviously, right? That's how they know it's for sale. I said, check out the pictures really, really well. Make sure you really like the property. And what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be, then I can get you in. Then I'll go back to them and I'll let them know, do you have like any idea, like a ballpark based on pictures of, what you think that you'd be offering on this property? And I'll give the strongest buyer the opportunity to go in and really vet them. Let them know, like, listen, I just want you to know the situation. Like, your buyers are going to know too that you're a wholesaler, obviously, that you're wholesaling the property. And so just let them know, like, don't talk any pricing with the tenants. Make sure you ask any questions to me. And I just tell them I tell the tenants that my contractor has to go in and just check out the property briefly. And it's usually no issues, right? I mean, if your buyer like tries to screw you and asking like inappropriate questions and that kind of stuff, then, you're never going to sell a deal to them again, right? And keep in mind, these buyers, they need you. They need us because we're providing a value for them, right? We're providing a value for them. We're making them money. So they're usually not going to fuck you over like that. Let me go back to the screen. I don't know why I still have the screen up, guys. Let me, there we go. Okay. So hopefully that answers your question. Just make sure you're choosing a buyer that you vet a little bit, that that's going to come out with a strong offer, and make sure you let them know not to talk to the tenants, the people living there, about pricing or anything like that, or you're never going to sell them a deal again. I've never had any issues with that. You just got to, let them know what's going on. Most of these buyers are experienced too. There's not like some kid down the block that's going to start flapping their gums. Like, these should be like good, like legit, like buyers, They should know what's going on. Do you recommend sending your cash buyer to a property to see it prior to putting it on a contract with a seller? No need to do that. As long as you know how much you can get houses under contract for, there's no need for that. Only reason why you'd want to do that, right, is if you're kind of unsure about what the property's worth. But as long as you know how to get home values, then there's no need to. I think that's like a waste of time, and I think that's a recipe for disaster, because at that point your buyer could screw you because you don't have the house under contract, right? There's no legal way that you can say that, this is my property or I'm entitled to a commission, my assignment fee, right? So you can't really do that. So I would just really practice making sure you understand your numbers, unless you're really, really confident in this buyer, and they're not going to try to fuck you. Okay, I get it. So you're the one that's able to put the lockbox on the property once you get under contract. Yes, so exactly. So as soon as I get our house under contract, I do two things. If it's a virtual market, which I do everything virtual, what I do is I hire someone locally in that market. Okay, usually I find the person on Craigslist. Super easy to find somebody. And once you start doing a lot of deals, these people they'll work like that for you because they're making decent money. I pay them $75 to go out to the house, take up like a bunch of pictures, like 100 photos of the house, every angle, inside out, and I give them $25 to put a lockbox on the house, right? And I have right in my contract too that I have a right to do that, because I need to get people in there and I have to get ready for the closing. I have to make sure everything's ready. So there's no surprise to the seller that I'm doing that. We disclose everything. We're ethical about everything. Just let them know what's going on. I have to put a lockbox on the property because I have to get some of my team members in there to check it out and get ready for closing. And then your buyers, they go there, just give them the lockbox code and make sure they lock it up when they leave. Okay. One virtual. Do you need an LLC in each state? No. One LLC is fine. One LLC is fine. You might want to get it registered in each state, which is like a super simple process. You can just register that LLC to do business in that state. But in my experience, you only have to do that if you're double closing. If you're assigning, you don't even have to register the LLC. But I'm not an attorney or anything like that, so I can't give like legal advice. But I have one LLC that I do all my deals under, and I'm in like 7 or 8 states. Okay. Okay. Could you explain what to put in an assignment contract? Buyer seller claim non-refundable deposit directed towards the assignment fee. Yeah, so this is saying what your non-refundable deposit is on your assignment contract. So it can be 20%, or you can put in an amount, $5,000, like I said. So I put $5,000 usually on mine, and then the balance is due at closing, right? So this is what this is saying. You got to give me a non-refundable deposit, and then so let's just say the contract's for $100,000 that you're selling the deal to. You get a $5,000 non-refundable deposit, and the balance of $95,000 is due when they close on the property. Okay, hopefully that helps. Is it harder these days to put tenant occupied properties under contract? No, same thing. Same thing. I see a lot of people are really, really worried about what's going on right now with a lot of questions about what's happening. I'm telling you guys, nothing's changed. The hustlers are always going to win. I wouldn't worry about it, honestly. Okay, I've retailed 1,300 houses, 1,000 in Palm Beach. Okay, we're trying to target specific sellers now and need great lists to direct market. What list source do you recommend? I don't know what your goal is with these properties that you're buying, right? So are you trying to wholesale them? Are you trying to hang on to them? Are you just trying to get discounted deals to rent out? Do you have like a size criteria, a certain rent amount? Do you have a certain ROI you're trying to hit? These are kind of some things I need to know. But if you're just like looking to wholesale properties and you're trying to find just deeply discounted properties, you got to find the motivated sellers, right? So where are the motivated sellers? People that have pain points, pre-foreclosures, vacants, divorce, bankruptcy, people that have liens on their properties, tax liens, tax delinquent, all that kind of stuff. Those are all pain points that kind of show that people can't quite pay their bills right now, or they're left with a property that they don't know what to do with, or just sitting there and they're paying taxes, or they're in pre-foreclosure, they're in a real tight spot, so maybe they'll just sell the house what's owed on it. So those are all good lists. Or you can just do like a bigger list of just like people that have equity in their property, and just talk to a lot more people. But any of those kind of targeted lists like that will be great. Will be great for you. Hopefully that helps. But if you're looking for something different, just let me know what kind of houses you're looking for. I might be able to get that criteria better for you. How do you deal with an owner that doesn't have a key to a vacant house they own? Yeah, pretty easily. Just let them know they have to pay. You'll set it up, but at closing, you just gotta deduct the amount to have a locksmith go over there and rekey it, break in and rekey it. So it might be $100, and just tell them you'll cover it, but it'll come out at closing. That's what I do. Simple, right? Can you explain what double close is? Sure. So double close. Sorry, guys. Double close is instead of doing an assignment. So most of the deals that you do are going to be assignments, or that's what I do, and that's the easiest way of doing it, and it's going to make you the most money. Okay, but a double close, it's helpful for when you don't want your buyer to know what you're making. So maybe it's like a huge amount, and you just kind of want to hide what you're making on a deal, which I hardly ever do. It's really not necessary. I've made 30, 40, assignments, and as long as you're giving your buyer a good deal and they're making money, it doesn't matter. But a double close is when you buy the property first. You have to use your own funds, or you have to get transactional funding, which is essentially like hard money, to buy the property. You close on it, and then you sell it to your buyer that same day. So you're doing two closings. It's like a simultaneous close or like a double close. So you close on it, you buy it, and then you sell it to your end buyer. Instead of just assigning your contract and getting the fee in between, you actually are closing on it and reselling. It's going to cost you more. You're going to make less profit per deal because you probably have to get that transactional funding, which costs a couple percent. Plus, you're going to have closing costs. So assignments are usually always better, but double closes do have their place too, but not recommended unless you absolutely need to do it. Okay. Hopefully that helps. Okay, good. How often does PropStream refresh records? If I was to tell you the exact date, I mean, I'd be lying to you. I'm not sure exactly. I do know I have asked them in the past. Each list is a little bit different, right? Because it all depends on the list. Like not every record is updated at the same time. So it all depends on the county what they do is they get their information right from the county, right? So however often the county updates things. So the county might only update their tax lien. Most counties only update their tax lien like twice a year. So that's how often PropStream will do it, right? Or if they do pre-foreclosures every week, they'll update it every week, usually a few days behind. I do know that some of their data has been down a little bit because most of the counties are down right now, right? So nothing is really getting updated at the county level. So I don't know if that answers your question or not, but it all depends on when the county updates their list. PropStream does the same because that's where they get their information from. Okay. What do you do when you don't have enough comps for a house? Well, you can usually always find some comps for a house. And if you don't have anything, I mean, you got to have some sort of an idea, right? What's selling around it. I mean, worst case scenario, just use the PropStream value or the Zillow value. I mean, it's not going to be perfect, but it'll probably get you close enough to know whether you got a deal or not, right? If you have no other option, then that'll work. That'll work. Just to see if you're even in the ballpark of a deal. Okay, so try that. Okay, let's see. Okay, nice. What list source do you recommend? Foreclosure Daily, list source, yeah. Yeah, so I use Estes data. That's PropStream. Check that out. You can get 10,000 records per month for $97. Second best option that I recommend is list source. List source is another great source for data, but it's just going to cost you more money. So, um, they're going to charge you, I think around 12, 13 cents per record. So that same 10,000 may cost you, 12, $1,300 a month, but, still really good data. Honestly, I mean, Foreclosure Daily is good too. I mean, they're really really niche into the foreclosure and probate. So, if that's kind of what you want to go after, maybe you want to use just them for that. But same thing, it's going to be expensive. So honestly, I would just figure out what kind of list that you want to hit, and then kind of reverse engineer from there from where you want to get it. That would be my suggestion to you. Okay. Okay. My videos on PropStream. I'm gonna try to do that this weekend for you guys. How do you find land comps for a house that is no longer there but hasn't been updated on PropStream? Okay, so you're just saying land. How do you comp land? Same way you do a house, guys. So only thing you would do is you would go into well, let me just show you. How about I show you? All right, guys, hold on one second. I want to show you that way I do it. Okay. So all you're going to do is you want to just look up land, right? So let's just say, let's just look up land from where I'm from originally, Westbrook, Maine. Okay, and now we just want to go to, we want to go down to property type, and I want to go to vacant land. See if this has what I'm looking for. Maine's kind of middle of nowhere, so it might not exactly show me. But I want. So let's just say that I want to know what's selling around like one of these properties here. Just say, I'm looking at this piece of land right here. I want to know what it's worth. All right, so let's just see if this does anything. It might not, but let's just check. I can use a different address. And essentially, I'm just going to vacant land. Okay, and let's go out. It all depends on where you are, how far you want to go out, right? So essentially what you want to do is you just want to compare your land to other land that's around it, right? So if I just want to see what land is going for in certain areas, I would just look at the prices, right? So if I see that, all this land around it, let's just say, for instance, to make it easy, that this one's going for 100, this one's going for 100, this one's going for 100, or this one's going for 120, or maybe 80, or 130, right? Or this one's 70. You can kind of see, what land is going for somewhere in that range of around $100,000. Right. So all you got to do is just look at land comps. So find out what land is selling for in that area. Pretty simple for the most part. And then you just know if that's what land is going for and use the filter cash. Okay. This one doesn't have any. But if you're just saying that you see a bunch that are selling for cash at one price or a similar price, you know that's what investors are buying land for cash, and just make sure that you're paying below that, and that'll give you that little bit of assignment fee if you're looking to wholesale land, right? Wholesaling land is no different than wholesaling houses. You just need to make sure that what you get the land under contract for less than what investors are paying for land in the area, right? Pretty simple, really. I mean, it's actually simpler than houses because there's not a lot of variables. Only thing you got to look at is the lot size, but there's no variables on the condition because land is land, it's just raw. So just see what land is selling for and just make sure you get it below that, and you should be able to make that difference in a wholesale fee. Okay. Hopefully that answers your question. It's pretty simple. Okay. Okay. Yeah, so I use batch for batch skip tracing for text blast. I'll give you the guys the link. I'll give you guys the link here. You know, if you are interested in using it, you can use my code and you will get half off the first month if you guys are interested in texting. So I know this can help out a lot of people. Let me just put this up here for you so you can see it. You can just use this link. Use that link right there. It's not very easy to read now, is it? You're going to have to copy that. But anyways, if you go to Batch Leads IO and you use code Estes, it will give you half off the first month. Okay, so hopefully that helps. Hopefully that helps. I'll keep this up here for a minute, but that will give you a half off the first month. Hopefully that helps some people. And I also, if you guys are interested, I do have a code for 500 free texts. If you guys just want to try it out, I can get you a link for just 500 free texts as well. What I'll do is I'll post that actually. I'll post the link for the 500 free texts in my Facebook group after this, so you guys can have that. Anyone that wants to take up that offer and just try it out, it gets 500 free texts. It's a great little offer. Okay. Okay. You said that you talked to a lot of people. You weren't kidding. No, I must have talked or texted a few hundred people. Okay. Let me just put the numbers for you guys. All right. I'm gonna give you a few kind of stats that kind of help you out. When you're starting, probably your conversion ratio is not the best. Might be 1 in 70 leads, maybe. In my company, we're right around 1 in like 35, 1 in 40 right now, which is okay. But you're probably gonna be like 1 in 70. Now, how many people do you need to talk to get one lead? Okay. In my experience, in my company right now, it's around every 200 people that we talk to, we get one lead. Okay. So, and if you're closing 1 in 70 leads, right? So 200 times 70, you need to text 14,000 people to get one deal. There's the numbers, right? There's the numbers. Now, all you got to do is buy a list and text 14,000 people, and you'll probably get a lead, probably get a deal. In my experience, right? And it seems like a lot, but I can send 14,000 texts in one day. I mean, you're going to be on it all day replying to comments, but it's not hard. I mean, in my business, we do around 5,000 texts a day. and that usually takes us a few hours to reply to all the people, around 5,000. So you can easily text 14,000 people in 3 days and probably get a deal. If your numbers are right, if you're getting one lead for every 200 people and you're closing 1 in 70, right? Those are the numbers. So hopefully that helps. And when you're cold calling, in my experience on cold calling, is a good cold caller can call all day long and get 5 leads all day. Okay. Same thing, 1 in 70. All right. 1 in 70. So if you take 70 leads divided by 5, 14 days, guys. If you cold call for 14 days straight, you can probably get 1 deal. Those are the numbers in my business, in my experience. So as you can see, it's a lot of work. But, you know, can you text 3 people all day long to make $10,000, $15,000? I would hope so. Pretty good money, right? But it does take the upfront work, or you got to hire someone to do it for you. Okay. Hopefully that helps. Hopefully that helps, Peter. Break those numbers down for you. All right, guys, you're getting value out of this. Hopefully this is helping. We're about an hour in right now. We're going to keep on going. I'll go till 10 o'clock. I'll go for 2 hours. I've been going about 2.5 hours every single time I'm on here. So as long as you guys still have questions and you need help, I'm going to stay on here with you as long as I can. I'm in this for you guys. So let's keep it going. All right, boom. What other markets are you buying and selling in? What do you look for at a targeted market you're going to launch in? Sure. I just went over this. I'm coming out with a new program, guys, and I talk about how to find markets in my program, virtual markets. And I think there's 8 different criteria that I look for. One is I look for markets with a lot of cash buyers. 2, I look for markets with a lot of flipped houses. 3, I try to find markets with a high ROI for investors. So if a buyer is not buying it to flip, they're most likely going to buy it to rent it out. So I look for markets with high cap rates. Okay. What else do I look for? I don't have my information in front of you, but those are the 3 biggest things. Those 3 criteria. I look for stable markets, stable and appreciating markets. That's what investors like. I like non-disclosure states. So you can just find non-disclosure states by Googling it. So just look at those. That's what that 4 or 5 criteria right there. That's what I look for, and that's how I pick markets. I'm in all of Ohio, Columbus, Cincinnati, Cleveland, Columbus, Dayton. I'm in Indianapolis. I'm in Oklahoma City. I'm in Tulsa. I'm in Jacksonville. I'm in Cape Coral. And then what else? I'm in Maine as well, where I'm originally from, just because I know the market. So I'm in a bunch of different places. And that's how I pick markets. Hopefully it helps. All right, guys, show some love here. Let's who has shared this video for me yet? Anyone shared this for me yet? I would really appreciate it. Really, really appreciate it. Let's show some love here. Let's keep this going. When a seller responds that they are interested from SMS, I text back to get on a call. Okay, so Jason, so as soon as someone says they're interested, I mean, you should be getting right on a call with them. Be like, okay, great. So I'm assuming your intro text is something very, very basic, saying, are you interested in getting an offer on your property? If they say, yeah, maybe. So okay, your next text should be, okay, great. I just got to ask you a couple basic questions. Are you available in the next 5-10 minutes for a phone call? And you want to do it quick, man. That's the speed in this business is super, super important. because you know if someone's texting you back, they're probably available. So get on the phone with them right away. You don't want to wait till the next day. If you wait till the next day, then it's done. They don't give a shit anymore. You got to strike where the iron's hot. Always, always. Same thing when you get a new lead, man. When a new lead comes in from any source, in my company, we make it a goal to call people back within 10 minutes. Okay. So, especially SMS, if they're texting you back, boom. All right, great. Are you available for a phone call in the next 5 minutes? And if they're not, if they don't respond, call them up. You have their number. I mean, you said you're interested. I'm not trying to bug you, but I just want to get a little more information on the property so I can present you with an offer, right? You're trying to make them some money. So ASAP, within minutes, not days. Okay. Okay, great. Glad you're getting some information on this. Really appreciate it. What did the text say? All the same? No. So, yeah. So, guys, in the program in batch that I give you, it's intuitive. So when you upload your list into the program, it's going to have everyone's name and phone number. So it's automatically going to have it's going to send out the same message to every person, but it's going to input their name and address into the text automatically for you. And I keep my text like super simple, like I've been saying the whole time. Like, don't overcomplicate it. People get like weirded out, and you sound like a idiot, and it sounds salesy. Let them know, hey, I'm looking to buy a house in the area, or say their name. Hey, John, this is Nick. I'm interested in your property on 123 Main Street. Would you be interested in getting an offer on that property? That's it. They're either going to say yes or no. If they say yes, okay, great. Are you free the next 5 minutes for just a quick phone call so I get a little more information and get you an offer? That's it. It's not complicated. Not complicated. And if you try to make it complicated, that's when you fail. Like, just simplify everything down. Okay. How do you find a good cold call center? Well, there are a bunch of good ones. Unless you just want to hire VAs and do it that way. You can hire someone on Upwork to cold call for you. Just make sure that you train them. So it all depends on which way you want to go. Okay. But if you're interested in hiring a cold call service, let me know. I can probably hook you up with somebody. All right. Drop top raw. How has wholesaling done it good for you? Personally, this is it's a good business, man. It's for me. I make it into more of a lifestyle business, and that's how I coach my students, and that's how I teach it. Right, I keep everything simple, and it's made to be able to, you got to work hard. You got to put the work in. Anyone that says it's easy is lying to you. It's hard work like any business, but you can make really good money and you can make your own time, right? It's freedom. Boom, gold. Thank you. Glad you're liking it. Keep on putting out the value for you guys. I don't think anyone's telling you this kind of stuff. All right, I'm not sure your name. Talking to pre-foreclosures. Why don't we do a role play? Why don't we do a role play, and I will help you personally how to do this. Okay. But like I said before, the script is always the same. It doesn't matter. You don't change it for pre-foreclosures. Okay, keep it simple. Like I said, just when they answer the phone, hey, this is Nick. I'm calling about your property on 123 Main Street. I'm looking to buy a house in the area. would you be open to get an offer on your property? I mean, they really shouldn't hang up if you're nice about it. It seems like you're going in a little too strong, or you're coming off salesy, or you're saying that you're going on a longer spiel about the benefits of what you can do for them. You're telling them your company name. There's probably a bunch of things that you could be doing that's throwing them off. But just keep it simple and keep it like you're the guy next door, and just go in that way. Um, you know, if you're going in like you're providing a service and you're just seeing, very simply, would you be open to get an offer on your property? That's it. I mean, you can't get mad about that. But if you're coming in salesy and say, I want to buy your house for cash, they might say, well, fuck you. I don't want to sell my house. We say the difference between I want to buy your house and would you be willing to get an offer? There's a big difference on that. Getting an offer, shit. Someone called me right now and want to buy my house. They say, hey, I want to buy your house. I'd say it's not for sale. But someone says, would you be open to get an offer on your property? Yeah, I mean, I'd be open to get an offer. I mean, shit, give me a number, right? So it's all in the tonality. It's all in how you say it. So keep it simple, like the guy next door, right? Just look. If you're looking to buy another house and you want to see them, be open to get an offer on the property. You'll do fine. And if you want to role play, let's do it. Let me know. I'll give you the code, and we'll jump on here together right now. I get off-market leads for fixer-uppers. I need a buyer to assist me. I get off-market leads. I need a buyer to assist me. Bev. Okay, maybe she's looking for someone to help her. I'm not positive, but if you guys want to help Bev, she might be able. Looks like you guys can team up. How do you send my text? So Peter, we're not doing this like just by using manual phone. You got to use like the program that I showed you. Okay, you got to use like a program, like I said, like you got to use batch leads to do it, or there's other programs too that you can use as well. But all you're doing is you're simply uploading your entire list of 5,000 people into the program, and it automatically, the program's smart enough to automatically change the number every so often so it doesn't get banned. So you got to have a good program, and that's what Batch Leads does. So it makes it so you don't get flagged. Okay, but if you just try doing it yourself, you probably will. So it comes down to a good program. Okay. Yeah, same thing. There you go. Someone else saying the same thing. Good. Good. Okay. What do I do when I have to show proof of funds that I don't have? Okay. Well, if someone's asking you for a proof of funds, the main thing I think you need to do is really work on making sure that the people trust you. If they're asking for a proof of funds, that most likely you didn't build enough rapport, or most likely they don't trust that you can get the deal done. So there's some hesitation on their part. We're buying a lot of properties each month, and I don't think we've ever, actually one time, I think out of hundreds of houses we've ever been asked for a proof of funds. 99% of the time we never do. It's because, we sound established and credible on the phone. So I think that's one thing you really should work on, and you will never have this problem again. Okay. But if you're in a situation right now that you have a house under contract and you need a proof of funds, you're probably just gonna have to shop the deal out, maybe to some buyers and get their proof of funds. I know you can get them online as well, like just like fake proof of funds, but I don't really want to condone that. But I know that you can do that. So probably using your cash buyer proof of funds if you need to. But to avoid that, really make sure that you're making sure that your sellers trust you and they know that you're credible and you can stand up to do what you say you can do. If you have a good relationship with your title company, if you closed deals in the past with them, what you can do is be like, hey, just call my closing company. They'll vouch for me. I close X amount of deals with them every single month. They know that, I do what I say I'm going to do. I close deals with them all the time. So I'll call them up. They're a neutral third party and they can back up what I'm saying. So that's another option to do something like that. So maybe you can talk them out of it. Try that first. Okay. Okay. Yes, exactly. So Batch handles that for you. They do that. What have you found to be the best motivator to sell listable? Okay, I answered this a few times tonight. There is no secret list, guys. There is no secret list. I wish there was. But vacant is good. Pre-foreclosure is good. They're all good. I've gotten deals from every single list. Okay. But if you're looking for one list, those are the two that I would recommend right now. Hey, you're welcome. You're welcome. Hopefully, you're enjoying this. If you guys are liking this, show some love. Let's keep this going. All right. Next question. Pre-foreclosure guy here. Oh, there you go. Okay, send me a message on Facebook, and I'll give you a code to come in on. So send me a message on Facebook, and I will get you a code so you can come in. Just use my code. After this, I'll put the codes in the group for you guys, and it's pretty simple. They have a really good support team there. I mean, they will help you. They will help you do it. So if you don't know how to do it, I mean, just ask them. That's what they're there for. That's what they have a really good support team. How often is your team pulling the same category list? So most of our lists we try and update every month. Larger lists like absentee lists, we're updating like every 6 months. But we're running through the data like heavy. Like we'll call through entire lists like 2 times a month, let it rest a month, call through it again 2 to 3 times a month. So, I mean, you can hit your list like over and over again, right? You're going to keep on pulling leads out of there. Okay. But I try to update it quite a bit. How many no's did you get when you started? Oh, I don't know. How many no's it took to get a yes? I mean, like I said, I mean, it's the same numbers, right? Like I said earlier, if you're cold calling, on average to get your first deal, it's going to be 1 in 70 leads. And if you're cold calling all day long, you might get 5 leads. So that equals 14 full days of cold calling to get 1 deal most likely. Or if you're texting, 1 lead in every 200 text. And so that means you got 1 in 70 means you got to send 14,000 text messages. So 14,000 no's to get 1 yes. I'll take that all day long, multiple times a day. Great. I'm glad you guys are liking this. I'm glad you guys are getting a lot of value out of this. This is what this is all about, guys. anything you guys need, any questions you have, if you guys want to go live, if you want me to pull some lists, if you want me to show you how to get cash buyers, if you guys want me to go over some objections, some rebuttals, let me know. I'm here. I'm gonna be on here another 40 minutes. Anything you need, I'm here for you. Okay, and I'm gonna make sure that you guys succeed one way or another. Yeah, 14,000 no's. That's fine. I mean, I'll take 100,000 no's to get one yes. I mean, I can get 100,000 no's in 1 week to make $10,000. That's easy. That's fine. When you're dealing with a very motivated seller, how do you space out your calls before giving a contract, all while keeping your composure? If I have a motivated seller that will sell for a price that I know that I can do a deal with, I'm not spacing out my calls. I'm getting it signed instantly right on the phone. I'm sending them a DocuSign, and I'm gonna get it signed instantly. I'm not waiting. I am not waiting. Like I said, this business is about speed more than it is really anything else. I don't give a shit. If you're selling me a house, I'm gonna get you a contract in your hands immediately. Okay, immediately. Speed and repetition. Call as many people as you can, as fast as you possibly can. The faster you get through your list, the faster you're gonna make money. The faster you get the contract signed, the faster you're gonna make money. So don't wait. I wouldn't wait. All right, how to get cash buyers. Boom, this person's fired up. All right, we'll go over that in a minute. I'd like to know how to get comps. Okay. All right, cash buyers. Okay, I'll show you. That's all in PropStream. I'll show you. How many houses do you sell a month on average in your markets? We're doing about 15 to 20 houses a month. A little slow right now, but you know, that's on pace. Yeah. Yeah, step by step, start to finish. I might do that on next live stream. I might do that for you guys. I've had that come up a few times. I'm keeping notes here too of what you guys want. So on my future lives, I can go over this stuff with you. Do you use a dialer for your calls? Yes, you got to use I mean, you don't have to, but if you want to make a lot of calls, you got to use a dialer. How do I justify the 70% discount repair costs? I can justify. It's got to be motivation, guys. It's got to be motivation. And you got to use anchors too. Like use anchors. Like you have to know how to go through like a script and use anchors to show them, like justify the price that what you're giving them. So give out anchors of what similar houses are selling for in the area that are selling for cash that other investors are buying. Okay, so justify that, and also make sure that you know, you're solving problems. You're solving problems for people. You know, sometimes it doesn't come down just to money. What do you think about driving for dollars? Waste of time and gasoline. No, driving for dollars is good. Driving for dollars is good. It's going to take up a lot of your time. I mean, I can call through a list of people a lot faster than I can write down addresses. But I'll tell you what, there's people that are making money driving for dollars. I mean, if you don't have a big budget, shit, get on your bicycle and ride around. You know what I mean? I mean, whatever it takes, guys. I don't give a shit. If I didn't have any money to do marketing, that's what I would do. I mean, whatever it takes, guys. Take whatever it takes. I don't give a fuck what it takes. I'm going to do anything I have to succeed. I don't give a fuck if it's the most orthodox thing in the world. If no one believes it works, I'm going to do anything in my power. And that's the only method that I had, I would do it. People make money doing it. And at one point in time, I actually had drivers drive around for me and write down addresses. I don't do it now, just because I got so busy with all other marketing channels. It was hard to keep track of my drivers. But yeah, it works. It works. Can you do a live call with motivated seller all the way to the close? Yeah, I can do that. All right, let me write some of this stuff down. All right. How do I get a DocuSign? Just go to DocuSign.com or WriteSignature.com. They're both the same thing. All it is just a way to get electronic signature. It's pretty easy to get. Just go to their website. Okay, so let's go back to a couple things here that people wanted to see. I know people want to see some comps. People want to see some cash buyers. And let's get a couple objections in. All right, we got like a half hour. Let's do it. Okay. Let's go back. All right. Who has a property that they want to know how to do comps on? Put an address in. Or put an address in of where you want to know where the cash buyers are. Give me a city, and I can show you the cash buyers, how to find all the cash buyers. Every cash buyer, I can show you every legit cash buyer in any city by using this. So put a city in, or put whatever you want. And I'll show you how to find how to comp a house and find cash buyers. All right. Let's just do. We'll do Cleveland because I'm in Cleveland, so let's do it. Cleveland, Ohio. Boom. Here it is. Okay. Let's see here. Now, let's just say I want to comp a property. Let's just look at properties here. I'm just going to put in vacant properties just for shits and giggles. And let's say I find one here. Oh. Property character. So let's just do single family. I don't want vacant land. I got that on still. Okay, single family. Okay, so let's just see what we got. I'm just going to pick one of these guys. I'm just going to pick a house, and we'll, I guess it doesn't really matter which one I pick, but I want to find something with a decent value if I can. A lot of low prices in Cleveland. Not that it matters too much, I guess. Okay, let's just go with this one. All right, so we got this house here. 8255 Green Drive, Cleveland. Okay. Now, first thing I want to know is let's look at comps, and I can tell you what I think the house is worth, ARV, and I'll tell you what I think my maximum offer would be if I was to wholesale this property. Okay. Let's do it. Let's do it. This thing was on the MLS. Or it is on the MLS. List price 105. Let's take a look at this. Now, it's not really a good wholesale property because it looks like someone just renovated it. But anyways, let's look at it anyways. Comparables. So what I like to do here is I like to go both public records and MLS, and I like to search back a little bit more than a year, okay? And I always put some square footage in here, but I like to go maybe 400. I'm gonna go with 13. I'm gonna go with 1350, and I'm gonna go 700 square footage, about 300 upper minus. Okay, property class residential, and property type single family. Okay, now what I can see here is I can see all the properties that have sold. Let me just move this screen up. Oh shit, sorry guys. Move that up so you can see. See that better now? Hold on, let me take this comment off here so you guys can see better. Okay. Okay. So now you can see all these different houses that sold in the area, right? And then here's my property right here. Okay. So what I'd like to do is obviously you want to start as close as possible to the property. So I know that this 1 and this 2 are going to be my best comps. Okay. So I can see number 1 sold for $54,000. So let's take a look at this. 54,000, not bad condition. Looks like kind of rental grade. Almost looks like it's been in the midst of being fixed up, maybe. Okay, 50,000. This one's 45. Let's look at this one. Okay, not much pictures. Blah blah blah. 73. This is probably ARV. This is probably pretty nice, renovated. Not bad. Not super nice though. But it's on the better end. 73 on that one. 75. This one's probably pretty nice. No, not really. Not too many nice houses around here. 85. Let's take a look at this one. So when you find an ARV, guys, what I'm doing is I'm going through this, and I'm looking for houses that have the highest price inside my criteria, right? Because I put my criteria on here, very similar square footage that's sold in this area, right? So I want to see that obviously in the neighborhood is better than anything, but I really just kind of want to see what's selling. And what I can sell here is, all these houses in this neighborhood. The highest one was 54, 46, 37, 45, 50, right? So I know in this neighborhood, 45, 50, 55,000 are what houses are going for very easily, right? And also the one that I picked, it was 70 because this house just got renovated. This is ARV right here, 70 because it just got done. But as an investor, what do you want to pay for this property? Well, my guess is you probably want to be in the 30,000 range, usually around half of what it is. So let's just look and see what investors are paying for properties. Actually, let's look at this. Let's go back to transactional history. Let's see what this person bought this for. 2015, 2017. Doesn't say. Last one was 20,000, but that's not it. Okay, let's go back. Shit. Back to my property comparables. Okay. Now I can go, let's do this. Let's go to cash buyers. So these are going to be your investors, right? So let's go back and let's see what people are paying for cash in the neighborhood. So these cash buyers, guys, so you understand, this is what I know buyers are paying, investors are paying for properties in this area. I'm going to put in the same criteria, 700 square feet to 1,400 square feet, single family residential properties, okay, in this neighborhood. And I can see what investors are paying for cash, right? And that's how I know what houses are going for. Okay. This one just got renovated, but investor bought it, right? They bought it for $36,000. Now it's worth 80, right? So we can see that. Now, if I want to check out, I'll do this another example of another property, but same thing. So if I want, so let's just say that this is my property right here, guys, right? This is my property, and I want to try to find, I need to find some cash buyers in this area. Well, guess what? I'm looking at cash buyers right here. I'm looking at every single cash sale that's happened in this area. So if I want to find cash buyers, why complicate it, right? Let's make it simple. The cash buyers are the people that are buying for cash. If someone's telling you that they're a cash buyer, but there's no public record of them buying a house for cash, they're full of shit. Go to the data, go to the source. My cash buyers are listed right here. These are all my cash buyers that have bought within a 1 mile radius of my property. Every single one. There's 128 of them. If I want cash buyers in this neighborhood, I call these 128 people, and I'll have people fighting over this deal. So I just go right here. Let's just start like real close to this property. The person that bought right in this neighborhood. Let's go here, go to details. Let's see, Black Enterprises LLC. What do you think those guys do? You know, they're an investment company. They bought this property for $54,000 and they're cash buyers. All you got to do, look up their phone number and call them. I mean, it doesn't get much simpler than that, does it? They bought a house right in the neighborhood. Why wouldn't they want another one? This house is, let's look at the map. Right across the street. Where is it? There we go. Right here. Right across the street, right? It butts the property pretty much. All right, if I go down one more, number 2, this person paid $40,000 for this property. Actually, this might be bank owned. Owl Be Home LLC. Same thing. What do you think those guys do? Those are cash buyers, right? I can do this all day long and find my cash buyers. Real simple. Go down number 3. Details. I Will Be Homeless bought this one too. Guess what? These motherfuckers are big cash buyers. There's your buyer right there. I guarantee you this person will give you an offer on that property to buy if it was priced right. I went down 3 properties and they bought 2 of them already. These are big cash buyers. I Will Be Homes. Anyone that's from Cleveland probably knows this company. Okay? You see how simple that is, guys? Let's look at another property. Let's go to another example. And I'll do the same thing all over again for you. Let me look at some of the comments here. See if I can answer some questions before I go to the next one. Shit. Let's see here. Sorry, guys. I can't get over my other screen here for some reason. There we go. Okay. All right, let's just hammer through a couple of these questions quickly, and then I'll go back to doing another example. Question, once you get the contract signed, how do you deal with the repairs? Do you send a runner to take pictures, or do you have the homeowner take the pictures? No. Always, I mean, you're not really dealing with the repairs. Only thing you're doing is you're sending somebody out to get pictures of the home. Now you're taking those pictures to sell the deal to a cash buyer. That's it. You don't give a shit about the repairs. As long as, you know, you need to obviously make sure you know the repairs to make sure you're buying it right. But yeah, you're sending someone out. I'm finding someone on Craigslist usually, $75. Go get some pictures of the house to me. Upload it in a Google Drive. Boom, I take those pictures, send it out same day to my buyer, sold. Okay. Does calling off market properties yield more yeses than calling on market, meaning going through and selling agent? All right. Never, ever call on market properties. That's a waste of time. I'm going to answer that one real simple for you. You're never going to get a deal by calling through the MLS. If you do, you're real lucky. Always off-market deals. On-market deals, they want retail price, and you have to deal with realtors and all kinds of other bullshit. You want to deal directly with motivated sellers on off-market deals. Okay. If a cash buyer makes an offer over the phone, do you accept it right away or wait to get all the offers to compare? I usually let them know. I'll get back to them by that evening. Just let them know. Give me your highest and best offer, and I'll get back to you tonight by a certain time to let you know. I can usually stall them a little bit, but let them know, okay, sounds good. I always use the partner excuse, guys. Even if you don't have a partner, always tell them you have a partner. Okay, thanks. Let me talk to my partner, and I got to run it by him, and I'll get back to you by 5 o'clock tonight. You guys loving this or what? Show some love. Let's keep this going. No one else is giving you this shit. Okay, how do you stop the cash buyer going straight to the seller? You have a contract on the house. You have a contract on the house, right? You have a legally binding contract on the house. I mean, they can't sell it to somebody else. And if you find out that your cash buyer is trying to fuck you, never sell them a deal again. Do you have the documents and contracts that involve the whole process of what you would need? Yeah, I do. So guys, I don't know. I haven't mentioned it because once again, I've been on this hour and 40 minutes, but I'm not on this to sell you shit. But I do have two new courses coming out that are going to blow everybody's mind. It's going to disrupt the market because I'm laying shit out start to finish like no one's doing. The shit that you see me telling you tonight is free information. All right. The shit that I give you in my new course, it's gonna be some wild shit. So anyways, yes, I do include all that shit. I include all the contracts, all the phone scripts, everything that you need. Okay. How long should a for sale by owner be on Zillow or call or text them? I don't do anything on market. I don't even do for sale by owners. In my experience, someone that's trying to sell for sale by owner, they're not doing it because they don't want to pay a realtor and they're trying to get top dollar. I'm not saying you can't get deals by doing for sale by owner. But most likely, in my experience, it's harder. It's harder because they already have like a set price in their mind. So, I mean, if you just want to skim down through Zillow and for sale by owner and just calculate and see if any of the deals look good, then when you find like someone that's underpriced and give them a call, then maybe. But just trying to call all those people and try expecting someone to go down on their price, unlikely, in my experience. Thank you. Thank you so much for that question mark. Oh boy. Did you disclose the address to your buyers? Do you disclose the address? Yeah, of course. I mean, my buyers have to know what they're buying, right? After I have it under contract, I send them like all the information, right, guys? I have an 8-step process. I have a proven 8-step process to sell all my deals within no time. And part of that is they have to know the address, right? Step 1 is you got to text them, you got to text them all, you got to email and blast. I mean, there's 8 steps to the whole thing. But yeah, you got to put together like a little presentation packet, and they got to know the address, they got to know have all the pictures, the square footage. They have to know everything, right? They have to make an educated decision whether they want to buy the property, but never give out the information until you have the contract signed. Okay. Course is probably going to drop. I'm hoping to get it done within a couple of weeks, guys. It's just a lot of work because I'm full-time in real estate. But I'll keep you posted. I'm going to keep on doing this every week, so you'll know. Yeah, so exactly. My shit, as you know, if anyone's on here, you probably see my YouTube videos, guys. And you know that I lay shit out very, very simply, and I do it methodically. That's how I think. And everything I do is step by step by step and super, super simple. That's why my business is set up. So that's the way I lay out my courses. So hopefully you guys can get some value out of it. And yeah, what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be doing it like the same way like I'm going to be doing like putting this out. I am going to be offering it at some really low prices, a few $100 probably. Don't hold me to that. I have there's two different courses. One's going to be just like a beginner step-by-step, and the other one is for virtual. There'll be around a few $100, because my goal is just to show everyone what a real course looks like and get it out to the marketplace so a lot of people can take advantage of it. As one of Nick's students, I highly suggest this course and info, straightforward, and gives you everything you need. Thank you. Thank you. I'm not sure who this is, but thank you for that. I really appreciate that. I really, really do appreciate that. And just so you know, and I haven't even told my own students yet, but my current students get all of my new course for free. So I'm not sure who that is, but look forward to that, because if you've already bought my course, you automatically get the new one for free. Like, that's just how I roll. I'm not going to sell you something else, right? I hate those guys that sell you something and then they try to upsell you, right? If you bought my course in the past, you're going to get the new shit, okay? That's how I roll. Okay. I'll do a free training on the step-by-step, if that's what you're asking for. I'll do maybe next week. What point should you start scaling your business right away or after a few deals? Yeah, get the basics down, guys. Get the basics down. Don't try to get too overly crazy. I feel like a lot of people get mixed up, and they try to do too much at once. They get fancy systems and stuff. That's why, I hate to go back to my course here, but that's why I created two different courses. If you're brand new, I have a basic system to get you going and get you off the ground. And then once you do that, then I have a virtual course, right, to amp it up a little bit, and how to expand to other markets and pick markets, and how to do everything over the phone and send contracts over the phone and all that kind of stuff. But when you're starting, keep it basic. Get some deals on your belts, right? Simple, just a simple process. CRM, Podia. I use Podia. And I'll be giving some discount links for all this different stuff too, which is really cool too, is all the programs that I use, I've worked out deals to give you guys discount links for everything that I use in my new course. I kind of packaged everything up really nice, and I talked to all the companies that I use, and I created discounts for everyone. So that's going to be really nice. I'm going to offer that to everybody too, not just my people that pick me up on my students, but I'm working on some other relationships right now for you guys to give you guys even more value and get you more discount codes on as much shit as I can, right? I know that when you're starting, funds are tight. So anytime I can give out some discount codes, I try to. Yeah, so don't do that. Yeah, so if you're giving out the property address first, big no-no. You could get screwed by doing that. Down about 13 living in, they haven't gotten any results from it. How many is too many? You need more than 1,300. You need more than 1,300. Download 10,000. Unfortunately, like I said, when I said earlier, to get one deal, it may take 14,000 people that you got to text, right? So 1,300 might not be enough. But think about that, though. Think about that. I mean, you can get 10,000 leads on PropStream on Estes data for $97, right? And then the cost of text and stuff like that. So maybe it costs you a couple $100 to get the data and text the people. So what's the ROI on spending a few $100 to make 10,000? Just don't give up, guys. This is the biggest issue I see people, if they just give up too soon. Like this, I can't say it enough. Like it's a big numbers game. Big numbers game. And during the inspection contingency, if you back out, then does the seller try to give you a hard time? Meaning, do they try to tell you that the reason for backing out? No, never. Remember, your seller is not holding the earnest money anyways. Your title company is. It's right in your contract that you can, everything's written in the contract. So don't worry about that. Don't worry about that, man. I see you worrying about like a lot of little things. And I know that's probably just the way that you are, and no hard feelings. Like, I get that. I worry about a lot of things too, but if you worry about, unfortunately I learned the hard way, like when you worry about everything, you're never gonna, it's hard to get out of your own way. So don't worry about that. Don't worry about that. You can do it, man. I know you can do it. I know you're a smart guy. We've had some conversations. So just keep it up, man. Keep it up. Shelly. Oh, Shelly, what's up? Yeah, we had a conversation last night. Good talk last night. Okay. Sean Terry does that. I don't remember what we were talking about, but Sean Terry is a legend in the industry, so I'm not surprised. Good guy. He's a real good guy. That's awesome. Student as well. Boom. I got some students in here. Great. Course go through hiring VAs. Yes, on the virtual course that it does go through hiring VAs. Not on the basic course, because remember, the basic course is just for starting. I don't want you hiring VAs. I want you to be very, very simple, right? To get a first couple of deals. But the more advanced virtual course does go into that. What system do you use to keep track of your leads? Podio. I use Podio. You're welcome. You're very welcome. What system should we use to get cash buyers? Right here, what I just showed you, estesdata.com. Right here, guys. These are all cash buyers. These are all cash buyers. I'll go back into that more. And I did another one. I think maybe it was last week. I think I did was it last week? I can't remember what I keep on talking about with you guys, but if you check on my wholesale group, if you look out the past lives, I spent like over an hour going through how to use Estes data to find all your cash buyers. I went through that, but if everyone missed it, I don't mind going through it again. I'll do like another live, like strictly like on how to do it, because I know that people have like a lot of people are having a hard time finding cash buyers. And for me, it's like one of the easiest parts of the business. I feel like, if you're having a hard time finding the cash buyers, maybe you just don't know where to find them, or most likely maybe you're just overpaying for deals. But I'm happy to help. I'll do another live, like help you guys on that. Shit, now I can't get my mouse back over. Okay. Thanks, man. Appreciate that. Yeah, if you guys get the word out, I really appreciate that. Tell them to people to join the Facebook group, share these live videos for me. We're gonna make an impact. My plan is to make an impact, and I want to make an impact. So, Jason, hit me up, and I'll hook you up. I do have a code for a Podio template. I just don't have it right here to share, but I do have all that stuff. Like I said, I'm working on all these relationships for you guys. What do you do when there are no repair houses to compare your property to? So you're saying there's like no like property's been fixed up, like no ARVs, something like that. I mean, I would increase your radius, increase your area till you can find something, and increase your square footage till you can find something. I mean, eventually you're going to be able to find some houses that have been repaired, or just add like a little bit of a premium on top of the prop stream value or like the Zillow value, because that always, repair value, like houses that are flipped always get like a premium. So just add maybe like 5-10% above like the Zillow value. I know that's not like a great answer, but it might help you kind of qualify a deal. And then if you think it might be a deal, then You might have to dig into it a little bit more, but it's an easy way of doing it. Yeah, I know, I know. Yeah, I see that, man. I see that. I got you. I'm gonna take care of you. I'm not gonna charge $3,000 for a class and show you the process. I'm gonna show you the exact process. What I did is I've been working on this for the past couple of years now, guys. Is I laid out my entire operation step by step by step of what I do in my company. Right? I don't teach you guys anything that I'm not doing. I show exactly what I'm doing in my business. Like, and that's what I put on paper. And I made specific videos outlined step by step by step by step down to the smallest detail. So I feel your pain. I feel your pain. I got you. I got you. And and I don't. I mean, I'll do another live video too, like showing you the steps. I can't go into great detail because I can't be on here forever, right? And my course is many hours, but I'll go through the steps with you for free. Like I don't mind doing that. Like for me, giving out value is what um, is how I succeed too. So. How many leads should I be skip tracing on a monthly basis? How often should I recycle the leads? That's a tough question. Like, I don't know how many leads you're pulling. I don't know how many leads you're pulling each week. It all depends, like, on your budget and like what you're trying, like how many people you're calling, like or texting or RVMing or what you're doing. Um, I'll tell you what I do. Like, I do quite a bit, but I have a bigger operation maybe than you do. I don't know, but I'm pulling data every month, and because we go through it so fast, right? We're calling at people, we're sending like 10, 15,000 voicemails every day, going through like 5,000 texts a day, and it's easy to go through a lot of data when you're doing that much stuff. So you have to break it down and figure out like how much you're doing each day, right? So if you're texting maybe 1,000 people a day, say when you're starting off, or wherever you are in the process, I don't know. What I like to do is I like to go through my data twice. So let's just say that I have a list of 15,000 people, let's say, to make the round numbers. 15,000 people. I downloaded, I skip trace, I have their number, right? What I like to do is that's good enough data, 15,000 people, to contact them or reach out to them twice in 1 month. Okay. Um, right? If I'm doing 1,000 a day, so right, if I'm contacting 1,000 people a day, and I have a list of 15,000 people, I can hit that twice in a month, and that's what I like to do. So I'll have like two lists. I'll have like list A and list B. Okay. So what I do is list A, I'll hit for a month. I'll run through it twice. And I have list B, same thing. I'll run through it twice. Then I'll go back. I'll let that list B rest for a month. Then I'll go to A. Then I'll hit that twice. And I'll let it rest for a month. And I'll go back, right? And I do this 3, 4 times until the data gets down. It gets down to an area where I feel like it's not making much traction anymore. Usually the response rate is like under like 10%. And then I know it's time to buy more lists and replenish that. So hopefully that helps. I can't give an exact number because I don't know what you're doing each day, but try to hit it twice a month, let it rest a month, hit it again, let it rest, hit it again. And you should be pretty successful doing it that way. But once your response rate starts going down, you know it's time to get more lists and do it again. And if you're sending out more than 1,000, you're going to need more data, right? So it's all relative. Hopefully that helps. I'll do another live. I'll do another live next week, but I do have a bunch of videos on YouTube showing the step-by-step process. I know you're watching from YouTube right now, so I do have some on there. So check that out. Thank you. Thank you. I don't know if there's a way. I haven't found a way in prop streaming to do that. What I do, guys, is when I enter a market, honestly, I mean, I'm pulling them all. Like I'm pulling all the cash buyers, right? And I'm contacting them all. And then when I have a property, part of my 8-step process is to reach out again to all those buyers within that 1 mile radius. So it's a numbers game for me, like anything, just like numbers game when I'm buying property, the same numbers game when I'm selling a property. I want to reach out to as many of the cash buyers as possible to try to get the highest price. But I don't know of a way to find the ones just specifically that bought multiple properties. Um, Actually, there is a way. There is a way because I've done it this way too. I forgot. But what you have to do is you have to download the list. You have to download the list. So let's just say that this is cash buyers. It's not. It's not. It's not. But let's just say I added this to my list, right? So I'll actually right here show you. I have cash buyers on here. I'll show you. See, guys, I'm going right into my database. I'm showing you my real shit. Okay. This is my This is my. I'm sorry. This is my prop stream. All my data. I'm going to show you it. No smoke and mirrors here. Okay. This is a list I just bought. What I just say, I said I bought. I go in Cleveland. Here's my Cleveland data that I just got. I got it yesterday. Right. All Cleveland data. Boom, 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 boom. 10,000 records. Right. I have a total of 188,000 records in here right now. But also, you can see if I just search here, cash buyers, cash, boom. So what I do when I go into a market, like let's just say that Duval County, like I said, I'm in Duval County as well, which is Jacksonville. I buy all the cash buyers, boom, 3,300 cash buyers in Duval County. So what I can do is I can buy all that data, then I can export it. I hit this export button right here. I just select all and hit export, and that'll export into into an Excel file. And once you have that Excel file, then you can sort it by name or business or LLC, and then you can tell all the multiples really easily. Boom, try that. How you like that shit? All right. How often are you running up follow-up campaigns? My acquisition managers are doing all the follow-up. So we're depends on the temperature of the lead. Okay. Same thing. So follow-up, let me just drop some more shit on you guys. So follow-up, really, really important. It depends on the temperature of the lead. Okay. So if it's a real hot lead, we want to be, that's gonna be top of mind, and you should have a way to follow up with that person like almost daily, or have an appointment scheduled to follow back up with that person at all times. Then I have warm leads. Those are the people that want below retail, but not quite like within like someone I can, like a hot lead where I think I can make a deal. Only hot leads are the ones that I think that I can make a deal with. Then you have a warm leads, which they don't want retail. They want below retail, but it's not like they're still a little ways away from when you make a deal. Those people I follow up with every 2 weeks. Okay. Then I have my cold leads, which is the people that kind of want like pretty much retail price. I follow up with them once a month, so 12 times a year. Okay. So that's an easy, same thing, man. Simple. Keep it simple. Easy to follow-up campaign to get the most out of your list and get all the juice out of your list, right? And squeeze all that profits out. Yes, I would, Jason. Yes. Oh shit! I told someone I was gonna go on. Fuck. Sorry. I told someone I was gonna go on here with them. I forgot. I got totally distracted. Have you ever wholesale multifamily? Yeah, all the time. I mean, yeah. I mean, there's no difference in doing multifamily than single family. Yeah, and I cover that. I cover that in my course, but there's no difference as long as it's like once you get like I don't do commercial property because that's a lot harder to evaluate. That's based on the income it brings in, but it's the same process for 2 through 4 units. Same exact process. Nothing changes. Okay, so marketing for a person's house. And I'm trying to find a cash buyer. After I locate one, what's my next step? Okay. Okay, so let's just say that I think I understood that. So let's just say that you do get a cash buyer. You find a cash buyer. First thing you got to do is lock them in on a contract, get a non-refundable deposit, right? That's the very first thing you got to do. Then you got to confirm with the title company they got the non-refundable deposit. Next thing you got to do is get pictures of the property and put a lockbox on it if it's vacant. And then as soon as you have the pictures of the property, you gotta send it out to your list, right? You got to send it out to your marketing list. You got to go through my 8 steps to sell the deal. You got to blast it out to everyone, all your buyers. You got to put it on. You got to put it on Marketplace. You got to put it on all your Facebook groups, right? You got to tell your realtors. I mean, you got to go through the whole thing and sell the deal. Once you have a cash buyer, and the end's pretty simple. The end's pretty simple. Get pictures, put a lockbox on. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. You said once you find a cash buyer, you don't need to get pictures. My bad. Sorry. My brain's getting fried on here. A couple hours. So once by that, if you already have a cash buyer, all you got to do is lock them in with a contract. Then you send the contract to your title company. Okay. And at that point there, your title company is really going to take over and they're going to close the deal for you. And then on the closing date, you're going to get your assignment fee. So really, really simple. Get the contract signed, get the non-refundable deposit, and get the contract over to your title company and let them handle the rest for you. Okay. What books help with you sell over the phone? There's a lot of good books. I have like a couple hundred books underneath my feet right now. Sales book, any kind of sales book. Never Split the Difference is a really good book. Jordan Belfort has a book that's pretty good. I have over here. Any kind of sales books. Honestly, guys, what I like to do is just go on Amazon, and if you look at a particular topic, I mean, look at the ones that have like really good reviews, right? I mean, but in my office, like we try to like we're always like trying to like read books, and each person is like responsible for a chapter each week, and then teaching the other team members like what's going on. So always practicing, always trying to improve. Super, super important. If I can get access to TLO, do you recommend getting it in opposed to batch? I don't know. I don't really know the answer to that question because I don't know a whole lot about TLO, unfortunately. I've never used them. I know they're legit, obviously, but depends on pricing and probably a lot of different factors. But I'd be telling you the wrong information if I were to try to answer that. Sorry. How do you find a cash buyer's LLC contact info? Good question. Good question. So you go to LLC, go to opencorporates.com. Opencorporates.com. Then from there, you can put in the LLC name, and it's going to give you the representative for that LLC. Now, that representative is who you want to call. That's who you skip trace to get their number and call them. Because you can't skip trace a LLC. But if you find out who the representative is for the company is, you can call that person. So go to opencorporates.com, plug in the LLC, they give you that person's name, and then you can skip trace them. Look at that, Open Corporate. Someone put it in. Boom. Nice. Hey, Nick, I'm not sure if my Florida state allows non-refundable deposit. I do deals in Florida all day, and I get non-refundable deposit. How many days do you give your buyer to close? It all depends. Depends on the buyer. I mean, I don't set that. I mean, I work out a deal with my best buyer. Usually, good buyers can close within max 2 weeks. Most good ones can close within a week. But usually, they don't need any more than 2 weeks. I mean, a cash buyer is going to have the cash. So usually for them, it's as soon as the title work is ready, they're ready to close. And that shouldn't take any more than 2 weeks. Okay. All right. 4 months. You're getting started. Good job. Keep it going. Keep it going. So I can put that in my contract? Yeah, that's what's on my contract. Yeah. All right, beautiful. Hold on. All right, let me see if this person messaged me on Facebook. I've been on here 2 hours, 10 minutes, but I'll do a little bit longer. Because I want to give you guys value here. I want to give you guys more value. Hold on 1 second, guys. Just looking to see. I gotta go back to my Facebook and see if you messaged me on here. Keep on dropping your comments in. I got a lot of comments, but I don't see anyone that said that they left a comment to talk. Okay, well, I guess I don't see that. I apologize, whoever you were that wanted to do a role play. Let's do that on the next live. Okay? Apologize for that. So next live, what I have here, guys, is we'll go into some more on this on cash buyers and getting comps. I kind of heard that you guys kind of want to do like a live call. I can do some role plays with you, step by step, kind of start to finish. Anything else that you guys want, comment inside my Facebook group what you want to learn about. Make a post inside the Facebook group, Wholesaling Household with Nick Estes, what you want to learn about, and I will set up a live to do it. Okay. And anytime you guys want to come on live here with me, let's do it. I'm all about helping you guys, so we can, come on here and I can help you better one-on-one. All right, a couple more questions here, and then back to work. Do a couple more things tonight. Have you ever had a wholesale deal with 2 or more portfolio? Okay, I think I understand. I was trying to figure out what this question means, but I think what this means is, have I ever had someone that had multiple houses? As like a package deal? Yes, I have. But what I do is I create a separate purchase and sale agreement for each house. But yes, we do that all the time. You're going to find people that have multiple houses and they just want to get out of like the rental game, or they're getting ready to retire. They want to get rid of their properties. We do that all the time. But what we do is we create, each one has a different purchase and sale agreement. We don't put them all on one. I think that's what that means. Meaning properties. Okay, got it. Good. I put the property under contract for 30 days, but I give myself an extension as well if it needed. So it's important to have a good contract. My contract is, my new contract is coming out. It's super legit. I mean, you can back at anything really. Okay. Should I check with the title company to see how long they need to close before I put the date on the contract? You can always get an extension. Unless, you should really have the deal. As soon as you get the deal kind of locked up, you should be giving them the contract anyways. So, but most time it shouldn't take more than a couple weeks. It shouldn't take more than a couple weeks, unless there's a big title issue, like there's a lot of stuff wrong with the property. But they're going to tell you that. So you don't need to ask them. You don't really need to. Prod, no, you missed it. I got this question like probably 4 or 5 times tonight. Everyone wants to know, what's the #1 marketing channel for COVID? It's honestly the same. It's not changed. Motivated sellers are always going to be motivated sellers. It does not matter the climate at all. Not at all. For me, what I like texting, I like PPC, and I like hitting vacant properties and pre-foreclosures. Those are always going to be the most motivated list, not just during this time, during any time. So motivation is always going to be motivation. Okay. You're very welcome. Very welcome. Creative finance, yes. I'm getting involved heavily in creative finance. I can, but I don't know enough to tell you guys wrong information. I make sure I'm a master at something before I start spit my gums. Okay. Have your real estate business increased or decreased since COVID? Not sure if anyone already asked this question. A lot of COVID questions. A lot of people are nervous about COVID. COVID don't mean shit. I mean, motivated people want to sell. When it doesn't really matter. I think it's been about steady. I will say that one negative thing is that people are kind of in limbo right now. People are in limbo. They don't know what's going to happen with the market. They don't know what's going on. So we're facing a lot of people that are interested in selling, but as of right now, maybe I'll just kind of hang tight. I don't know what's going to happen with the market. It's going to go up. It's going to go down. But like anything, motivated sellers and motivated sellers, and they're going to sell. So I wouldn't worry about that too much. I really wouldn't. Obviously, keep your eyes open, guys. I'm not telling you to be blind to it, but I'm the type of guy where I try not to look and worry about too much. I keep my eye focused on what I need to do. I know it's going to make revenue each day, and that's what I focus on. You know what I mean? If you get distracted by all these little things, you're going to take your eye off the ball. My ball is making money, getting leads, closing deals, right? Next live, it'll probably be next week. I've been doing this every Thursday at 8 o'clock. So I think I'll keep on that schedule for now, until it changes. And then I might, do another sporadic one, like a couple times a week. Depends on my schedule, but I'm trying to at least do once a week. I've been doing it every Thursday, so I'll probably keep on that. Thursdays, 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time is when I start. And I usually go for at least a couple hours. None of this 10-minute live shit to give you just enough information to try to figure out what the fuck I'm saying, right? I'm giving you the real fucking live shit. Okay. You're welcome. How long do you give buyers to buy the property? Yeah, I just said that, but it all depends on the person. Usually, I don't set a time frame, but because if you have qualified buyers, the conversation usually. Let me talk about the conversation. Maybe this will help understand. When I'm talking to buyers, first thing I'm doing is I'm qualifying them, right? So they're calling in and say, okay, I like the property, blah, blah, blah. I'd like to make an offer on it. Okay, good. How much can you offer? I'm taking the highest, best offer by this evening. They're going to give me a price. I say, okay, so that's your best price. That's what you can do. Whatever, right? I'm qualifying them and seeing what they're doing. Next question is I'm asking them, how soon can you close? If I accept your offer at this price, how soon can you close? Put some pressure on them. Put your thumb on them. I'm not giving them a time frame. If I tell them you got to close within 30 days, they might wait 30 days. I'm asking them, how soon can you close? Can you close it tomorrow? I'm not going to try to blow up a deal by saying you have to close in this time frame, and I would say 80 to 90% of the people, their answer when I tell them that is, I can close just as soon as the title is ready and you're ready to close. And in most cases, I have the title ready, and sometimes I can close within a day or two. And other times, if I'm just starting the title, the max is 2 weeks. But what I'm doing is I'm putting pressure on them to justify their offer and saying to them, if I can do that price, how soon can you close? Right? And if they say, I don't know, I might, I got to do this, I got to do that, it's going to be 3 weeks. I know they're not a legit cash buyer. I'm looking for them to tell me I can close now. And those are the buyers that I want. Okay. That's how I handle it. That's how I teach it. Okay. Pressure always. I put pressure on both sides of the conversation, urgency on both sides of the conversation. In my scripts, I put pressure on the seller, I put urgency in them, and same thing on the back end. I drive the prices down, drive the prices up, and I make everything happen as soon as possible. I want to get paid today as much money as I can, period. Okay. When did you get started in real estate? Have you been scammed in the business from a guru or a buyer? I got started in the business 15 years ago, guys. I've been doing this since I started my company when I was 20 years old. It's actually more than 15 years. Like I lose track of how old I am. My birthday was on Monday. I just turned 37. But I started my company when I was 20 years old. I started off in construction. I started off flipping houses, building houses. I have a development company as well where I build houses. But I started off just doing like 20 years old, doing like general like handyman shit. I worked my way up to flipping houses, started building houses. And then I broke out a division off just wholesaling. So I've been at this real estate game for a long, long time, guys. I've been in this game longer than most people in this business. I've been in real estate for a long, long time, even though I might not look like it. But I've been at this, and I started my company real, real young. So I know all the trials and tribulations and what it takes. And I'll tell you, it just takes a lot of fucking hard work is all it takes. I haven't been screwed by a guru or scammed. I mean, I learned the fucking hard way, and that's why I'm trying to make it easy for you guys. I'm always learning. I take courses. I still take courses. Like, I think it's great. Like, I always keep on learning, but I vet the person that's teaching me. I make sure they're legit. What'd you learn from real estate from? I don't have like a person that that like taught me everything. Like I learned like out in the field. Like I would say that I learned pretty much everything from out being in the field working on houses. Like that's how I know like a lot about houses and like how to build them, what it takes to repair them. I know all the trades, all that kind of stuff. I learned from just being out there swinging hammers and walking through houses and just doing it the hard grunt way. That's how I learned. My family didn't have obviously my family wanted me to do something different than, go out on my own at 20 years old and try to make a name for myself. But they knew the passion, they knew my drive. And that's what let them allow me to do that. Because they knew that I was aggressive. The same way I was when I was 20 as I am today. I'm a go-getter and nothing's going to stop me from getting what I want. I may fail along the way. I'm probably going to fuck up a lot during the way, but I will get there. I will get there. I don't give a shit. Okay. Happy birthday. Thank you. All right, guys. Almost 2.5 hours tonight. Perfect. I'm going to sign off. I do need to get a couple more shit done tonight. I got to price up a couple of houses that I'm going to sell tomorrow and probably get some dinner tonight. And hopefully you guys got a lot of your question answered. Hopefully you learned a lot. Just do me a favor. Try to share this if you can. Tell some people about this group, about my YouTube channel. I just want to grow this into the most badass Facebook group there is. And I want us to work together and just try and grow this and have a community, have like a real community of people that are helping each other, right? That's my goal. And I'm trying to lead the way, and I want you guys with me. So if you want to join me and help me, I'd really appreciate it. So I will see you. Any questions, you need anything during the week, put it in my Facebook group. Like I'm active in there. Like I try to answer like every question you ask. So put your questions in my Facebook group and I'll answer them there. And if not, you'll catch me here next week on this live, and we'll do it again. We'll do it all over again until you guys feel really good. All right, guys. See you next week.